everyone. You're welcome back to my channel. This is Zion Virtual Outreach. This is a motivational and inspirational channel. It is aimed at propagating the gospel. We post videos, diverse videos ranging from teachings on skills and knowledge enhancement, videos on stories and testimonies that teaches the fear of God. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please try and subscribe. And if you've subscribed already, thank you very much for subscribing. And at the end of this video, if you do like it, don't forget to like and share. You're also propagating the gospel. Today, we'll be looking at discouragement. Discouragement is one tool the enemy is using against us. And discouragement comes in different ways. And we all, in one time or the other, must have been discouraged in one way or the other. So today we'll be looking at the different ways a person can be discouraged and the different forms of discouragement and how a person can recover from discouragement. So people can be discouraged due to different things. Some could be as a result of criticism. Some could be as a result of self-contamination, guilt, lack, unemployment, unanswered prayers, failure, shame, disappointment. So different things can cause people to get discouraged. So what is discouragement? Discouragement is a loss of desire, a loss of interest in doing things. So when people are in that state, they don't want to do either, they don't want to do certain things again, or it gets to a stage where they don't want to do anything again. So we have three different forms of discouragement. The first one is the mild discouragement. The second one is the strong discouragement. And the third one is disabling discouragement. The mild discouragement is the one that happens to almost everyone. So mild discouragement is you know, when you get discouraged, that takes a day or two, and no one notices it, and you come off it. That's the mild discouragement. That's the one that happened to most people. For example, it may be that you went for a job interview, you did not get the job, you'll be discouraged or disappointed that you didn't get that job. That disappointment can make you get discouraged. And then that kind of discouragement, maybe a day or two, you overcome it, and no one notices it. But the strong the discouragement is the one that, you know, you're discouraged. It begins to affect your spirit, and people may notice that kind of discouragement. Is a feeling of that. For example, you've been going for a job interview, you're not getting the job, and it's beginning to affect your spirit, and you decide it may make you to lose the interest of applying for a job. And you don't want to apply for a job anymore. You don't want to do anything about job because you believe that if you apply, you will not get it. So it affects your desire for the job, your interest. You don't want to do anything concerning that aspect again. So, and people may begin to notice it because it may begin to affect your spirit. So that kind of a strong discouragement is when a person gets to that stage. You need to speak to someone so that you can get counseling on that, and it can help a person to come out of that state. So the third one is a disabling discouragement. This disabling discouragement is a state of loss of interest or desire, and this kind of discouragement drains a person mentally, spiritually, physically, psychologically. A person is not able to do anything at all. A person does not even want to interact with others. It drains you. You lose your strength. You don't want to go anywhere. That kind of discouragement, in medical term, is called depression. So it's something that requires medical intervention. So now that we know the three different forms of discouragement, how can a person recover from such discouragement? Number one, you need to be connected to God. In any of the discouragement, you need to be connected to God, because the Bible says in Joshua 1:9, he said we should be strong, we should not be dismayed. The Bible knows that at one point in time, a person will be discouraged, and that is why God tells us not to be discouraged, that he's with us. Wherever we go to, that he is with us. So in all our, when we find ourselves in that situation, we should remember God. If we are already children of God, or if we are already Christians, we need to turn back to God and connect with his word and start to read his word and start to believe in his word. So the Bible tells us that he knows the thought he thinks towards us, they are for good and not for evil, to give us future hope and unexpected end. At that time, a person needs to reconnect and begin to stand on those words. That is number one. Number two, you need to fight back. What is discouragement? Discouragement comes as a result of hopelessness. Discouragement comes as a result of self-condemnation, guilt, criticism, failure, lack. So you begin to fight back those things, because those things are negative voices that speak to you. You dwell on them and you are discouraged. So it is now time for you, if you need to recover from discouragement, you begin to fight against those things. Your feelings, your emotions may speak against them, but you need to do the things that are right. If your emotion says don't see anyone, you fight against it by talking to someone. If your feelings, if your emotion is saying you don't need to do something and you know it's right, fight against it by doing that thing. You try to unlearn everything that you have, believed in, that brought that discouragement. And the third one is you have to reorient your mindset, because it is the discouragement comes as a result of listening to those negative voices, negative voices and behaviors. You dwell in them, and that is how you get discouraged, and that is how you get deep into it. So it is now time for you to fight back. It is now time for you to change your mindset, unlearn certain things, begin to do the things that are right, despite the fact that they're against your feelings, they're against your emotions, but they are right. You begin to, do them. So as you begin to do that with God on your side, you begin to pray as well. God is God that can give you the enablement. It's God that can give you the strength, the grace, everything that you require. It is God that can help you, because at that stage, if a person gets to the disabling discouragement, he needs to see, he needs to get a medical intervention. And, a therapist will only advise you on the things to do. The onus is on you to do them. If a therapist advises you and you don't do them, you will not come out of that discouragement. So you need to work on yourself, and it's only God that can help you, that can give you the strength, give you the grace, give you the capacity to come out of it. So you need to be connected to God to help you to fight back, to do, if you are on any therapy, to be able to do them. And as you do that, the Lord will help you. So it's not a good thing for anyone to go into discouragement, especially the strong and disabling discouragement, because as Christians, it will be seen as a lack of faith in God, as doubting God, doubting what God can do in your life, because it's a state of hopelessness. So I don't encourage anyone to allow themselves to go into it, as we have heard the different forms of discouragement, how they can come and how we can recover. I know that as we see them, as we come in contact with any form of discouragement, we'll be able to fight back. Until I come your way again, if you like this video, please like and share. And until then, remain blessed. Bye.